This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said. Nightmares, I don't care, I love it.
It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm not alone for once. We have, first of all, with us, he's back with us. He's actually been off a couple weeks, haven't you? John Chilla, the Chilla, is joining us. He's a tech guru over at Big Bank International, Esquire. How you doing, Chilla?
Good. I'm a little sleepy. I haven't slept since the last time I was on the AwesomeCast, but
that was like 3 weeks ago. Welcome back then, I suppose. So, no, glad to have you with us. And we got, first of all, the first replacement dudders, the whole himself, Rizz Plays Games, the Rizz.
Did she tell you to say that?
No, I just figured that was the way we were talking about
This is probably.
we were talking about your whole status because we had a lot of time on the road together this past weekend. So
You did.
yes, with the Dutters. So
And it's kind of weird that you just say whole status, Sorg.
yes,
Just
your
weird.
whole status.
But yes, I'm back.
You're
I
back.
cannot wait to talk tech with you guys.
Fantastic. And also in studio, yeah, we have a drop by. This is some Mr. Rogers shit right here.
That's right.
Ryan Crawford in the studio.
Won't you be my neighbor, Sorg?
You rolled up the street to join us tonight.
I did. Literally minutes before the show.
PHHmuseums.org, of course. And thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And we'll have a lot of great stuff to chat about tonight. First of all, please go check out everything at AwesomeCast.com. You can email us at AwesomeCast@SorgatronMedia.com. You can tweet us at AwesomeCast. You can also follow us on the Facebook page, group, YouTube, social media all over the place. We have a TikTok. Did you know we have a TikTok? I guess I don't talk about it too much. You can subscribe and rate us on your favorite podcast app and watch the video versions on all those things. And you can sign up for the Sorgatron Media Master Feed to check out all of the great Sorgatron Media podcasts that we produce and partner with. And you can also watch us live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are live over on the Facebook page, on Twitter, on the YouTube channel, and on the Twitch channel. And I see that Rizz already has dropped some great Kali faces into our Twitch feed over there. Thank you for that. So, and we have a new tool here from Restream, and we'll talk about it as an awesome thing of the week after a couple weeks of using it. But so we are able to be a little more hands-on to the chat realm over there on the Twitch and YouTube pages, so you will not be ignored in the future. So thank you everybody supporting on all those platforms, and thank you to our audio partner postindustrial.com for telling people about the AwesomeCast. And shout outs to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Our friends, you guys are getting a little bit of extra special content here and there. Usually it's something that I want to complain about because I don't like to complain about things on the show. We try not to, at least.
Last time I was on, it was a good time, Sorg.
It was a good time at the coffee. Oh yeah. We talked about the dating games, didn't we? Yeah. If you want to see that, that's in the Patreon feed. All the interesting alternative dating simulations that they have out there for computers. But giving a shout out to our friends that do support us on the Patreon currently at the Coffee Club level: Matt Weller, John DeGore, John Carmen, Cynthia Klosky, Scott McTaggart, and Mike Pound. And at the family show level, Michael Fedor, Professor Buzzkill, and Dave Podner. Dug out my Professor Buzzkill mug the other day, actually, for a little bit of coffeeing, so that was nice. A nice throwback. But let's get into our awesome things of the week, and I want to start with fridges. Let's talk about a refrigerator, okay? And who in our fridge expert, the Rizz, brings this to us.
Yes. So I think last time, a few times before when I was on here, we did discuss how the Xbox, Microsoft won a Twitter contest where they had to have the most likes or retweets, or there's a poll somewhere like that, and it was down between them and Skittles. And the thing was, if they win, they bring back or they create a weird thing. So the weird thing for Skittles, because they lost, I don't care about that, was that they were going to bring back the lime green Skittles, or maybe it was the apple. I'm not sure. It's either one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But they got blown out by the idea that they were going to make a fridge out of the new Xbox.
And also, they did make a full-size fridge based on the Xbox Series X. And that I think it was a promotional thing, because I know iJustine has ones. So that was in her garage. Yes.
Of course, I wanted to get on this train.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for it. I was going to purchase it. It sold out in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. The Xbox mini fridge pre-orders.
For a fridge that puts in 3, 4, 4 cans of pop.
I don't think you get an entire 6-pack in that thing.
I mean, nerds will just buy anything.
Yes, we
It's amazing.
will. Yes, we will.
I
But-
mean, I still want this though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm still that nerd. I want to buy things like this. I don't care. I don't care if I have a PlayStation. I don't care if I have a Nintendo Switch. I don't care if I have anything other than this. I kind of want this now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how much they're going for.
It's only
How-
because
I-
it's only because you can't have it that you want it.
That well, yeah. Like, you know how much I really want a PlayStation 5 right now?
Dude,
A
I
whole
got to
bunch.
see a PlayStation 5 in person.
What?
Besides, I was going to pick up some hardware at a colleague in Cleveland's, and I'm like, "Is that a damn PlayStation 5 by your television?" He's like, "Yes, it is," and it is
Were you allowed to touch it?
monolithic and glorious. Kind of thing, and he's just like, dude, I don't even get a chance to play it. I think I'm going to sell it. So if anybody's interested in a PlayStation 5, I know a guy in Cleveland that might be off in his. So
Huh.
I don't know if you just kind of make a conversation or what. But
Yeah, I wonder how many people actually have a PlayStation 5 and is going to buy one of these. Just to even it out.
what's that Venn diagram? So, Chilla, you actually have some Xbox action going on there. Okay, did you end up with the Series X, or was that just Kraus?
I do not have the Series X. That's just Kraus.
Okay, but I mean, you could. But so now you don't even have a chance. This is more rare than the Xbox Series X itself.
Yes, definitely. And
point.
I was wondering, so did they say how many they made?
Oh, let me look at the actual article.
I'm not seeing that in the article. It's just kind of stating that. By the way, officially, because you said about the size of this thing, it holds 12 cans and has USB charging ports in the front.
Wow.
Why not?
I think they should add USB charging ports to everything. Like my Lazy Boy recliner has one, and it's so nice because I'm just like lounging and my phone is charging while I'm sitting there.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, man. It appears that people are selling them for $300 on eBay, which is triple its asking price. Yeah.
Because why not? I mean, if you're going to be able to get that much money for it,
Get
I
some
mean,
money.
That really tells me that the asking price is pretty reasonable.
$100 for a mini fridge that's specialized? Yeah, I think that's not too bad. They are looking to sell more fridges in select markets in 2022, so stay tuned for that. So, just
By the way,
the
I
first run of
don't
it.
like how it's highlighting. There's one little paragraph down here that just says it's also got as many nightmarish holes as the actual console.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a weird sentence.
So yeah, that was a Target exclusive, and the pre-order was at 9:30 a.m. and this was just today. So, all right, Chilla, what's your awesome thing of the week?
So my awesome thing is and if I can find my mouse, the Polycom, and it's actually I guess Plantronics originally became Poly.
Mm-hmm.
It was the convergence of Polycom and Plantronics, the Sync 20, which is a very nice little USB speakerphone type device, but it also acts as with the ability to charge a phone off of its internal battery
Ooh.
Okay.
or get 20 hours of battery life. It can also be hooked up they sell it with a USB-A or USB-C connector. Unfortunately, that connector is not removable, but you can get it in either or like plug it in. I got the USB-A version, but then I have it into a C converter, just so I can use another USB-C port. I really like it, and I'll tell you what, it saved my butt because my headset gets about 10 hours of battery life.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say in the last 21 days, my headset has run out of battery on probably 18 of those days.
Jeez.
So it's definitely come in handy. And in most of the things, like even like Zoom, I can switch over from like this headset, I get a battery low in my ear. When the battery's running low, I literally just go down, click the button for the audio, switch it to the speakerphone, and away I go. So I'm pretty darn happy with the thing. And most people have said they can't tell much of the difference. It does have, there is a kind of companion app. You don't necessarily have to load it up, but it does give you the ability to tweak a bunch of settings like noise cancellation, echo cancellation, as well as firmware updates. And then you can program a bunch of the buttons on the front. Obviously, volume up, volume down, mute, and pick up, hang up. You're probably not going to want to customize those, but there's like a little rocket button that you can have it do a bunch of stuff. And then I actually have the Teams version, so there's a Teams button that you can tell to do different things as well.
Nice. It looks pretty cool. So nice little portable deal. So I'm always iffy about the speakerphones, but I guess if you get newer ones, you know, they're going to be a little bit better take on it. So this is about $110 over there on Amazon. We'll have links in the chat room. I'm sorry, not the chat room, the show notes as well.
So here, how do I sound now?
You sound like you're on a speakerphone, but it's fine it would be fine for a Teams meeting.
I mean, most people at work said they couldn't tell the difference. I'm surprised.
Right.
And I actually used it as because there's like in Teams, there's like a callback feature where you can say, have it call you back and record your voice. And it didn't sound much different coming back even through my headset.
The battery life is a big seller for me because I can never remember to charge anything at all. That's why you can tell I've got my portable charger with me right now. I love that.
Which I believe is your awesome thing of the week as well, right?
It is not, but it is pretty awesome.
Okay.
This lasts forever. No, my awesome thing of the week. I'll wait until it's my turn.
Well, I was trying to transition.
Oh, okay. It is my turn. I'm tired. You know, I'm not as tired as Chilla over here. It's not been 3 weeks for me, but it has been 24 hours, so I'm off my game. But my awesome thing of the week is this thing called Speechify. It's an app on the phone. I was on Facebook, and it's ADHD Awareness Month, so they're targeting me, and they advertised this app, and it's super cool because what it does is it turns text from the internet, from anywhere, and it'll turn it into speech, and you can actually read along in the app as it's talking to you. You can put in a website, and it will convert the website into text that it can read. You can put in a Word document, anything like that, and you can also just copy and paste, which is going to be a huge deal for me because a lot of people nowadays, they'll have a sentence or a paragraph rather that sometimes it's a single sentence as well, but it'll last like the entire length of your phone, and I don't have the concentration abilities to decipher that, especially without paragraphs. So now I'm going to throw it into Speechify, and I have a little clip here, and it's I just copied and pasted from your show notes, Sorg, and here it is.
Know what makes hashtag podcast day even better during this hashtag COVID-19 quarantine? The hashtag perfect pepperoni pizza from @pgh_slice. While eating may not be enough.
So there you go. And that was easy to understand.
And that's how we're doing our ads from now on.
Yeah, right? That's
so I can
great.
take a breather. It's great.
Yeah, but it's funny because there is this wonky little thing with it where eventually it will switch the voice like even more Stephen Hawking sounding. If you pay them extra money, I guess you can pick. The trial's kind of dumb. They give you 3 days, but they charge you on the third day, and it's like about $140 for the year. I'm strongly considering it, just having played with it literally on the walk over, because I do think that it would be really great for me, especially with the text messaging.
How much was it?
About 140, I think I saw.
That's a year?
For the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad, especially that's something that you desperately need, for for ADHD and stuff like that too. So, no, it seems like a great tool. So, how many days have you been using, did you say?
I literally created the account walking over here. I was like going to the bathroom before I came here, and everyone has great ideas when they're doing that. And that my great idea was I haven't tried this app out yet. let's try it out. And I was playing with it literally on the walk over. I tested it. I tested it with the website and with the Word document, so I can say in my 10 minutes using this app that both of those things have worked for me so far.
Chilla, I feel like this, because I know you deal with a bit with accessibility and stuff. Is this something that piqued your interest?
It's super interesting, and when you brought up that page, the amount of things that it integrates with, I'm interested to see how you could kind of just plug it into existing applications and have it read.
So you can actually log in your Apple ID to access iCloud, your Google Drive, Dropbox, and then it will actually access those libraries. So you could just upload things straight from the computer. And if you're on the computer, there's actually a Chrome extension for your browser, so you don't even have to transfer it to a different application. It'll just work right within Chrome.
I dig it.
But I'm wondering, like, because I saw on there, did I see Zoom? Because I'm wondering, like,
Oh, really?
how nice would that be, like, for you as the host, even Sorg, that if we put, because right now you don't want to bounce back and forth from the chat, but if we wanted to give you a heads up on something via chat, if that came into one of your ears.
Ooh.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
like
not
that
just
idea.
I mean, there's always the accessibility angle, but, you know, making it, adapting it to others that may not need it from the accessibility perspective just opens up that many more doors and gives the company that much more of an advantage when it becomes kind of that multifaceted approach. But I could definitely see this, whether it's, you know, ADD or even I'd be interested for someone who's blind, anything like that, giving them this capability is pretty phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point with people who are blind. There's so many opportunities with it. It's super cool. I know, like, there are some things I just won't read. People send it to me, and or even, like, I'll be getting through a document and I'm just like, all right, this is enough. I can't deal with this. Yeah, so I'm thrilled.
But if you're able to throw in this, that's great. I mean, that's for me. Like, I love, you know, I was trying to be a better magazine reader with the you know, Apple News Plus, and then when I saw that, like, a lot of the articles, especially in Wired, that I like, but it's just some of those articles are really, really long. They have narrated versions. So I was diving into a lot of those, actually, and it was really cool to have that option, right? So, and I've always been iffy about, like, Kindle had a thing for, I think they still have it, where they'll read, like, books to you, right?
Oh, wow.
Was a very, you know, robotic voice that's really doing it. So it's kind of hard to follow along, right, without inflection. So, I'll be interested to see how that rolls. So, well, you know, with all that horsepower, although I figured this app is probably a cloud-based solution, you know, it looks like Apple unveiled their big horsepower plays just Monday with their MacBook Pro event, which I think was about 90% about the MacBook Pro. I saw a little bit about the HomePods, a little bit about a new music service that we might talk about a little later, you know, AirPods. But so the biggest thing for me, of course, I'm a video professional. I'm not looking to upload my MacBook Pro yet, although as I'm kind of doing stuff, things are getting a little sluggish for me. But, you know, I'm still targeting a Mac Mini maybe for my desk. And this is always, I don't even have the option to deal with some of the stuff that they're talking about here. But it's nice to see what the future is going to be. You know, I always like to say Apple kind of gives me a window into what my next X product is going to be because I'm on that line. So they did the new MacBooks, and we have the M1 Pro and Max chips. But the exciting thing is like, great, it's faster, who cares? But they actually got into a little bit of what is that going to mean for the newly updated Final Cut Pro and Logic. Logic, that's their audio app that or application that audio editing, app that Apple puts out. Final Cut, of course, is their video version, like, you know, comparable to, like, say, a Premiere, whatever it is now. But they illustrate a little bit of what exactly that chip is going to do. So it says you can play up to 7 8K video streams on your new MacBook Pro if you pick up one of those. and I don't know if that's at the what level of your chip that you're going to have to get for that. So that I would translate that into, if you're doing like I do multicam edits of like we had to do a post edit on this past weekend's pro wrestling show. So there's 3 cameras that have to play simultaneously while I'm live editing this thing, calling cameras and post edit. So I could now do that with up to 8K. I'm simply doing HD right now. So like basically with files like literally 8 times, this 1K basically is HD, right? And then eight times that for high quality. And we're just now dipping our toe into 4K. We just released a video with Auto Drive Challenge 2 that would be I think the first video we've done with that project in 4K, and we've done some formula highlights as well. So we're getting there. Going to need the extra horsepower here in the near future. The other interesting thing that happens with this, along with the Final Cut Pro and Motion being updated, which is their kind of, I would call it kind of the After Effects, graphics and video effects kind of thing. When I want to get the wording right, so there's a new object tractor that you can use to link animated effects to faces and objects. According to this article at Engadget, Motion, you can easily edit the cinematic mode video from an iPhone 13 series. So we talked about how the cinematic mode that does that rack focus, like object to object kind of blur from one thing to the other, and we talked about a little bit how you're going to have the ability to go in there in post and you can change that because it does it automatically, right? AI is taking care of it in the phone basically to see where you're looking, where objects are, right? So but now I can take that file, that video file that has all those layers, and stick it into Motion, and that's where I want to be adjusting those kinds of things. So a lot of really cool stuff going in there. And also, they were talking about in these MacBooks, I can't remember if it was in this article or somewhere else, there's actually like additional hardware to help process ProRes files, which is Apple's video format, high-end video format for those as well. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, great news for video professionals, pros in the Apple space. It feels like there's a lot going on with that kind of stuff there. And I have a friend at the window right now. Oh, I love this neighborhood.
With that, another great thing they did, you talked about Apple going to the future. I'm glad they brought it back to the past.
Yes, they did.
Yes, and thank God almighty that they're bringing back the SD card to the MacBook Pro. I have the version without it, and I have to forever use a dongle, and I know that they are trying to push towards their future vision. However, it's not a professional device if professionals can't use it.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a misfire there. And the problem I have is if you use your dongles too much, I got too many instances where I plug in a second hard drive and it resets every hard drive that's connected, ruining whatever I'm having open in Final Cut or vMix.
That's horrible.
So, like that kind of thing. Yeah, look at those beautiful HDMI and SD card ports. You got the return of the MagSafe, baby. I'm sorry, you only
that is
have
great.
But you only have 3 USB ports, USB-C ports, but that's okay because you're going to use one of those anyways for your multi-adapter from Anchor that has all the rest of the ports. I literally just bought one that like puts the power through, has like 2 USB-As, another USB-C so you don't lose a USB-C, and an HDMI port on it. You kind of need it. So it's just like wow. But the bad news, I got bad news. If you didn't notice that, there's a notch.
Your awesome thing of the week, Sorg.
There's a notch. They put a notch in the MacBook.
But it's up to the developer if they want it to look like a notch.
That's right. So
yeah, every developer when they develop their application for full screen can decide if they want to leave the black border or show off the notch.
Yeah, and that's, I'm noticing that on the iPhone too, right? Like some things just, one thing, if you're doing video, like if you're watching a video, like the perspective isn't wide enough for your phone to do anything, right? I'm realizing right now, because I'm like, I never noticed it during my game. I was like, oh yeah, they just put black space at the top, so you don't. It's just a little bit of screen that they're not going to deal with. So cool.
So what would be
Everybody's
the point
happy.
of having the notch?
Oh, the notch is to bring the screen to the bezel, but you still need room for the camera, right? Because either way they want to get rid of the bezel because of Apple aesthetics, right? But now, then it's like, then why did we even bother if half the apps, like, I don't know what advantage that gives you, I guess.
If you're using
But
the
like if you ran, I guess I look at it as, so now your system preference, like, so I have, right, the black bar at the top.
Yeah.
But now my menu bar would be up in there and the notch would be in the middle, and I rarely have menu bar in the middle.
Yeah,
how
many menu bars go across the entire screen if you're full screen, right?
Right.
On a Mac. So yeah, so I think you play those odds a little bit, right? So like I'm still getting used to it. I feel like they kind of I think they leave a lot of stuff off at the top of the iPhone screen. Like I don't think I can add a battery percentage. I don't get that until I pull down for this screen, the command center screen. So it's fine. It's fine. it's not a deal breaker for me on those kinds of things. So and I don't expect to get a MacBook Pro until at least the next version of this. So hopefully they've worked out any bugs. But it sounds like they fixed a lot of those bugs. Got rid of that. Got rid of the touch bar. Not that I kind of enjoy the touch bar. A little bit of extra functionality. I can't say I can't live without it. But so that's fine. Actually, the worst thing for me on a touch bar based MacBook Pro is when I'm editing and doing my, multicam switch with the 1, 2, 3 buttons, and I bump the escape key on the touch bar, and then there's this thing that happens where it's transitioning from full screen to a window mode while it's trying to process 3 video streams, and I have to wait for it to wake up. Because it's having trouble processing, and this is something I've always had with this thing from brand new, and it's just gotten worse as we're going because, like, I don't know, newer Mac OSs and stuff, I'm starting to notice more hey, why is this taking a lot longer kind of stuff, right? So I don't know, maybe I need to reformat in the near future. But anyways, well, you know what I don't need to reformat is my taste buds from our good friends at Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza right up the street here, of course, in the Beachview neighborhood in Carnegie, the East End of North Hills, helping although I'm sorry, Brian, I didn't know you were coming, so I left it at home. So I didn't have any guests on for tonight, so but Brian was a last minute like jump in, so but
I was literally just coming to chill.
You just like, hey, I'll be in the audience. I'm like, I got an open mic, dude. Come on, just you're here. Come on. Let's do this. But no, go check out our good friend Slice on Broadway. We literally took we took a pepperoni pizza, double cheese, extra cheese, double pepperoni, and we drove it to Beacon, New York. So our friend from the Wrestling Mayhem show, Mad Mike, could have some Slice on Broadway. Nice. So we found ourselves Wednesday night chilling in his living room. I haven't seen this guy in like years, like at least 3 or 4 years. So whenever Chachi got married, and it was fun and it was worth it, and it warms well, rewarms well.
I was gonna say, like I said before,
yes,
it's the best pizza to microwave.
Yes.
The crispiness, just perfect.
There you go. Support Pittsburgh podcast with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Well, there you go.
You can still order some takeout or delivery.
We should just have it read all of our Twitter copy. So there you go. So our good friend Slice on Broadway, thank you for supporting the shows. Let's get into, got a little bit of video game news. We talked about the fridge. Rizz!
Yes.
G4 is returning to television.
Please don't make it into cops, into a whole cop station.
I hope they just start with a 24-hour marathon of cops or something,
I don't want
right?
that anymore.
No. They're really bringing. They're bringing back like the same people. It's Adam Sessler on XPlay, and Kevin Pereira is going to do, I guess, Attack of the Show, right?
Yeah. wonder who else they're gonna get for that.
Where's
though.
my tech TV? Where's my tech TV revival? Right.
Oh.
So
I hope after Cops they put on the poker gaming at 3 a.m. I
did
really
they do
like
that? Did
They
they do
did
that back
that.
in the day?
Oh,
No,
I
no,
don't
no, no. I need the random anime. I need the power hour of whatever Japanese Transformers and GI Joe with interstitials of kaiju big
wasn't
battle.
There like a weird video game show that was on G4. It wasn't. I'm not thinking of Nick Arcade.
You think in the early days?
Like the very
Okay.
early days.
Like
I
when
remember-
all they would have on were like in the off time is like short video game documentaries and repeat
And King of
repeats of
Kong,
X-Play
just
and things
randomly.
like that. And what was the show with the two girls? Like one of them works for Microsoft now. I don't even know what the show. There were just like multiple formats of talking about video games. It was tremendous.
It was awesome.
And Attack,
Like, wait a minute.
yeah, and Attack of the Show was like the weird bastardization of the screensavers after they grabbed Tech TV, right? So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. I don't know if there's a place for this in today's environment even.
No.
I don't know. I mean, if they're going to put it on actual cable,
Mm-hmm.
but like for Twitch and YouTube, that's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah. I
huge.
feel like they're going. I feel like before when G4 was on, it was like, hey, J4, and it's like, oh, they have a quaint little website over here that has some of their videos, right? Now it's like G4 exists on these other platforms, and it's quaint that they have a streamlined television station over here, which, if they're smart, will also broadcast on things like Pluto and IMDb TV and stuff like that. So that kind of thing.
So
yeah.
I'm reading the list here. I'm reading some of the stuff that they're doing. They're going to have the classic Ninja Warrior Sasuke episodes.
Ooh.
So I'm
Which is where
already
it started. Where in America, before we had American Ninja Warrior, we just had Ninja Warrior dubbed
That's
over
it.
from
That's
Japan on this channel. So,
That's
cool.
I'm
why
excited to watch
that's
people
why
play.
they have it.
what's that?
I'm excited to watch people play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a big thing because when wrestling crossover, Xavier Woods of the New Day, these guys, I mean, they were made into characters on Gears of War. They can play in multiplayer, things like that. Like they're diehard into video games, right? He does up down down is his video game stream on YouTube, and he campaigned to be a host on G4. They used him as the whole revival thing they did last year on YouTube. So hopefully he is becoming a part of this as well. Hopefully, at least moderately, in between his WWE duties. But it's exciting. It's a nice throwback. A little bit of nostalgia, right? I mean, it's probably about almost 20 years since the heyday of this channel. So no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious to see what it is, and I don't know where it fits in, but anything like that, I think will be it'll be fun.
I don't know if they're owned by any specific network, but I think in 2021.
G4?
Yeah.
That is, I believe, a Universal property.
Okay, so they should be on Peacock then. Is really where.
Oh
they should
yeah, that makes a
yeah.
lot of sense for them to be on Peacock. I mean, I'm sure they'll have some of the content on there, right?
I would imagine.
Right?
I mean, I just
So-
think cable. Nobody who's playing video games is watching cable, or very few. I feel like they're all watching streaming. And
Right. I mean, it's probably an opportunity to bring them back, but then again, it's like, who's going to go out of their way to get cable to watch G4
Yeah.
when you literally just have everything? So I can't imagine it's going to be only on cable. I'm curious how long it will last. I don't, because the decision making around the original seemed really peculiar. So, but yes. But anyways, yes. So G4 is coming back. Rizz, are you a Minecraft player? I know Chilla's going to be up for this. No, you're not excited about the official
to be fair,
Minecraft gaming chair.
I want to preface this by saying I did look for Minecraft skins. That was like the big thing back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're an
But-
old schooler.
I no longer play Minecraft. I don't want to play in Minecraft.
I'm
but-
Dungeons got me. I love Dungeons, Minecraft Dungeons.
Dungeons was good. Dungeons
yes.
wasn't really a
It's fun.
Minecraft game.
Oh no,
just
no, no,
like just like the Minecraft Telltale game wasn't a Minecraft game.
Right. It's in the world. Chilla,
Mm-hmm.
you I know you and your offspring are completely into this Minecraft situation. I don't know. You up for this Minecraft gaming chair? It's only $599.
So my problem is I don't have I would need the dimensions because I poorly planned my home office and now I can't get most chairs into.
Well, you got options. It's only $549 for the small and regular versions and $599 for the XL. So I
The
think
problem is even the small, like I had to find, because I like arms on my chair,
yeah, it's got some arms.
but like I couldn't get arms that went up and down. Like
Jeez.
my arms are stationary because
Yes.
the largest I could go. And I also have, like if you look at me right now,
Mm-hmm.
see my arms?
Yes.
That's the total width of entry into
Your space is a lot.
the space.
You're like an opposite TARDIS. Your space is
It's a lot smaller on the inside.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller on the inside. So,
It just looks big on TV.
yeah. It's
The TV adds 3 feet.
it's all about the angles, right? It's all about the angles and the lenses, I suppose. So, yeah,
It looks like one of those one of those neon green sleds.
it kind of does. It does a little bit, doesn't it?
And I don't know if somebody like me who's like older and who has a gaming chair on right now, behind me right now, sitting on it. I like my back support, and this does not look very.
It looks pretty flat.
Yeah,
But it's like instant green screen behind your head.
That's the only plus.
That's what they need to do is they need to make it in all just green.
Yeah, just do
Make it
that.
in Minecraft green.
There you go. Well, chairs aside, So I'm continually interested in seeing what's going on in these streaming platforms here. Stadia had an announcement within the past week over on iMore writing about this. They are rolling out their direct touch input system for iPhone and iPad. No controller required to play their games. Of course, this is only Humankind is the game that it's supporting out of the gate right now. So, and you do have to purchase Humankind from Stadia in order to play it. I don't know, maybe there's a demo mode or something. But once again, it's using touch controls, and it looks like so versus like I've seen like xCloud and NVIDIA GeForce Now would have kind of a button overlay. Like these ones actually have sort of a tap double triple finger to toggle like things like the pause menu or anything like that. 2 fingers to cancel, 1 finger to select. So like it's a little more like drag your finger to move as opposed to full on kind of button layout, I guess, kind of situation. So it's their take on it. It'd be interesting to see how it is, but I don't own Humankind for their platform. So, but I don't know. I've only moderately played with the ones because there's a lot of play with touch on the Game Pass on the iPhone as well and iPad. Chilla, I know you've been poking a little bit at the Game Pass, right? Have you been playing with any of these touch on the phone kind of games? Like it works kind of okay when I play something like Banjo-Kazooie that was an N64 game on there. So that's already a little herky-jerky, but like I don't know what else I could pull off with it.
I haven't, and I did give it the old college try with crazy things like I actually tried to play Spider-Man on PlayStation. Like I kind of rigged up a way to make that work, but there's too many buttons. I guess if you were just playing like 4-button games, or to your point, what I heard works really well on touch is Minecraft Dungeons, because they've made all the menu options touch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, anything with D-pad and a bunch of other buttons, I don't know. I don't know if I could imagine it because there's too many buttons.
Overly complicated. Use all your buttons. You need something simple like maybe Katamari Damacy would be good to play on here or something like that. By the way, the original Katamari got like released on Game Pass, and it's fantastic.
That would be
Super
amazing
Mario
on this
Brothers,
game.
left, right,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
A.
Light stuff like I played the entirety of this game, Donut Country. I think I talked about it on the show where you like move a hole around. It's kind of like got that Katamari thing. There's another one, Rain on Your Parade, where you're a cloud that rains on things. Again, a very Katamari kind of feel to it. And again, I'm seeing a lot of kind of dungeon crawlers, and I'd be interested in see how they have Sea of Thieves, which is like the multiplayer pirate game
Huh. They have Sea of
on
Thieves
there.
on mobile, on the mobile version of that.
Well, on Game Pass on the streaming, right?
Huh.
So wait, this is presuming everything works well. And again, I've seen honestly the streaming seems to work better on my 5G than it does on my Wi-Fi half the time. So it's still a beta, it's still a work in progress. But man, I think it's going to be. Give this like another year, and I think everybody's going to be doing this. When it drops on the console, when Halo happens, I may not even bother installing Halo Infinite when it comes in December, because I'm direct plugged into my router. If there's a problem with streaming with that, I don't know what we're doing, right? So, and if that works well, and that's supposed to work on my Xbox One, I talked about last week the Avengers. I was playing Avengers on my MacBook Pro here in the studio, hardlined in to our business FiOS, right? And it played like smooth. And then I went and installed it on my Xbox One, the original. Went to load it, and I'm like, where'd these load screens come from? So because they're running, as we talked about last week, everything's running on a Series X up in the cloud, which actually is going to be overpowered because they're not streaming at 4K. So they're probably streaming. Last I knew, they were streaming at 720, probably 1080 by now on browser. So, but anyways, that's enough of that one. What else do we have here? I think that's all of our video game chatter. Do we want to touch a little more on yesterday's Apple announcements? I thought this Apple Music announcement was a little interesting. Did anybody see this? Have any thoughts?
The voice only Siri mode.
Yeah. So apparently, they've determined you can if $10 is too much for your Apple Music, and you don't need to get into an interface on an app, apparently, from how I'm reading this. So what if you just wanted to use Shlomo, Apple, your voice thing, to access your music? And man, I hope you don't have a difficult song name that you need to try to get, because for $5 a month, it will be Apple Music that you can only control or start or initiate through Siri itself.
You just start yelling, Siri, play the Rude Sandstorm.
So your iPhone, your Apple AirPods, your HomePod situation, if you can say a Hey S or to something, you can get the Apple Music. So it's it's a starter pack. It's kind of like how when I have an Amazon Echo, I kind of get I don't get the full version of Amazon Music, right? Like I can say, hey, A, go play some music for my dog, and then wrestler's theme music comes up. It's really weird, and things like that. But I don't do anything else with the Amazon Music. It's just like, cool, this device is here, it does it, it's included, that's cool. But this is kind of the same thing. I want to have music. I want to be able to say, hey, so and so do this. Before YouTube Music actually interfaced well with Siri, I would have probably paid this $5 just to be able to yell at my phone in the car, hey S, play the Ghostbusters theme. That's what I do. So that's my example. There you go. Yes, go ahead.
This is interesting. I honestly, like 90% of the time I use Apple Music, it's through Siri. Mm-hmm. So this would typically have been great for me, except I have the Apple One package, so I get that in there. But also, here's what's really crazy. I'm like an Alexa hoarder. I have Alexas in every room, including the bathroom.
Oh, she's mad because I didn't put her on the new Wi-Fi yet.
I used the word.
She's going to tell you all about how to put her on the Wi-Fi now.
So,
by the way,
speaking
I'm sorry I used the word. Well,
we all did.
Yeah,
we all did.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
So the A word, whenever I would ask her to play a song when I had Amazon Music, like I had the paid version, but not the one where you can use multiple A words at one time. Well, even though I stopped playing a song in one room and moved to another, she would be like, you can't play a song in both rooms.
Yes.
And it was broken.
Yes.
But when I linked my iTunes account to it, or my Apple Music account, it works.
Mm-hmm.
So it works with Apple, but it doesn't work with its own software.
Similar situation with YouTube. Because before I had the family account, it wouldn't let me, like, if I was playing in one room and then accidentally triggered like music on YouTube on my phone, it would cut the music off. Like Missy would be here before we do the family plan, and we have it so it voice matches on YouTube Music, so that if she says something, it's on her playlist.
Yeah.
It's on mine for the other, if it's me. And then now if I'm somewhere else, pull up YouTube Music, on the car driving somewhere across town, I'm not cutting her off in the studio here listening to music, because that was an issue when it first started. So you're telling me like Amazon, so Amazon limits that, but
unless you pay for
unless you pay
one of
for
their
it.
higher levels.
I guess that's a pay for it things, yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
okay,
that's
which I
fine.
don't have a problem, because I'm the only one, I live by myself, but the problem is that it can't identify when you've ended a song on one Echo device and started on another, because I'll be in the bathroom, getting ready, listening.
Do you have a play on everything option?
I do, but
because I've set those up for the Google Home.
But I don't think about that, because usually what happens with me is I'm in the middle of a shower and I'm like, hey, A-word, play this.
You're not like me, who wants the same music to be playing persistently across 2 floors in a basement of my house when I'm doing laundry and housework through the day, right?
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do. I mean, I'm only on one floor, but
You're on
sometimes
one floor, so
I do that where I'll walk from room to room. But when I'm in the shower, I'm not thinking about that.
No.
So, and then I would end it and then try to play like the news or something while I'm getting ready to eat, and it wouldn't, or another song or whatever, and it wouldn't, not the news, another song, and it wouldn't do it. It would say, can't do it in both rooms.
Yeah.
Apple Music solved the problem. I did have a similar issue with Google Home once, where because I had the paid Google account, it would not connect to my calendar. They said it was a security issue, but the Echo would. And when I called them and asked them, they had suggested that I stop paying them money and get a free Google account and connect that to my Google Home. And I'm talking to them in the chat. I said, well, it works with the Echo. So basically you're telling me I can't use my Google account with the Google device. Go to Amazon.
And that's a very Google thing to happen.
Yeah.
Like that's just how they are.
They may have changed
Yes.
it. I mean, that was years and years ago, but
So Potter drops a couple stories in here from the Apple event. First of all, he shared, just in case you're wondering, and you need to clean that screen on that brand new, I believe starting at $2,300 MacBook Pro situation for the 16-inch. The 14 is back, which I think is the first time they said they've done a 14-inch since 2005. But if you need that polishing cloth to make sure you're good to go on that, you can get that for a hot $19 on their store. By the way, I want to point out, like, I kind of love that I can't, like, you guys can see it if you're on video, hopefully, maybe, but the way the monitor is that this computer is coming from, I can't see the sheet. Like, the white is blending together with the sort of off-white. Listen, when you need the lint-free, you gotta pay extra to make sure you have the lint-free packaging. It probably comes in a static bag. And also, he was like, hey, is 2 terabytes of storage is enough for this, right? I love this. Was happening in the Slack too with a couple of people. But apparently he spec'd out a full-on 16-inch MacBook, and so for a mere $42.99. There's no decimal in that, by the way. So for a 16-inch MacBook Pro, space gray. We're talking 64 gigabytes of memory, 2 terabytes SSD. Holy crap! I mean, $358. That's a car payment. $358 a month for 12
wow.
12
For a
months.
year.
But man, that thing will rock everything. Holy crap! I really didn't show it off there. There it is. There it is right there. But. I mean, this is the Pro. This is the Pro stuff. Like, remember, this is the stuff you're just going to pick up to have a laptop, right? Like you should not be getting this. If you just need an Apple, you just need a laptop from Apple, go grab an Air, go grab the MacBook. You know, you're gonna do fine. This is for the stuff where you're like, you need 8K streams or have to crunch something crazy for coding or 3D or something like that. That's what this is for when we talk about the Pro and the Max. I keep forgetting which is the higher end. I didn't watch the entire. I just watched the short, the Verge. I love the clipped versions because I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here for an hour to listen about a laptop I'm not gonna buy. But
I mean, it looks nice.
it looks
I mean,
it looks nice.
Pictures look nice.
Like this gives me a good idea. It does. And again, it's kind of like seeing what is the future of my next laptop I'm going to get for my day-to-day driver, right? So because that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Except for I'm going to also have the other one for, you know, streaming, you know, on the fly. We have a couple of things here. Hold on a second. What time is it? Is it Chilla time? Chilla, is it pumpkin time?
Unfortunately,
we should wrap this up then. Chilla, thank you so much. Good to have you back, sir.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully, I'll be back next week with a little
Yes.
more sleep.
In your tiny room.
My tiny room.
At Chilla on the tweets.
John should chill on the Facebook.
And of course, Rizz. Rizz plays games on the Twitch.
On everything.
On everything.
Twitch.
Everything.
Twitter, Facebooks, maybe TikTok.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok.
On Twitter, talking about
but-
sports ball with no hashtag, so I don't know what's going on. I was kind of venting this weekend.
That's okay.
So I didn't know if you saw that.
I did not see that.
I made a comment about how all of you, because it's especially bad on Friday or football Sundays, where I'm like, listen, do you guys know how weird it is not watching any sports ball, and all of you are just simply reaction tweeting
And
with
we're just yelling?
with no hashtags, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and none of you watch the same team. By
No,
the way,
we don't.
By the way,
That's the
like
weird
I
thing.
got all the Steelers fans, I got the Browns fan.
Fan.
There might be two. You know, somebody out there is following the Bills. Somebody, you know, heaven help them, or Jaguars fans. Like, I can't. This is nothing. This is nothing. So I said that, and I love the responses I got. I said, I just imagine you're all reacting to the same pro wrestling show I happen to be watching at the time. So
I mean, everything that's happening in a football game or baseball or any sporting event that I have tweeted about can also be said during a professional wrestling event.
Rizz is the worst during baseball season because it literally
worst.
happens every day. So
Because yeah.
I've muted you for entire summers sometimes because of
Sorry.
it. So
Wow.
and Brian Crawford, pghmuseums.org.
I'm here. Yeah, you talked about TikTok. I'm not there. I don't even know how to.
You don't-
You know, you're not there,
I'm
and
on-
I have Dutters telling me about all the stuff she learned from TikTok on the drive to New York.
I'm on
It's
TikTok.
educational.
I'm on TikTok, but
Just
I have
hang
no idea.
out.
Did she
I have
talk
no
about
idea how
bones and no
to.
bones?
What's that? What's that, Riz?
Noodle.
Did you noodle?
Noodle? What?
It's the
You don't
big.
know about
It's
Noodle?
the big. I just learned about Noodle last night.
What is Noodle?
It's a 13-year-old pug, and
Ooh.
every day his owner picks him up, sees if he has bones or not.
See as if he has bones or not.
And that determines like what everyone's day is going to be like.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Wow.
And of course, I find it on NPR on a search. What the hell is happening here? Let's see if they got a
There he
video.
is.
Oh no!
there's-
All right, we'll leave you with this on the video. And he just picks him up to see if he has bones, huh? Okay,
That's it.
I don't know. He's just kind of petting him right now. I don't know.
Oh, must
I don't
be.
know how this is
No,
going.
this is preparing.
This is just.
He's
This is
preparing,
just.
yeah. He has to at least
preparing.
wake
This is
him
the
up first.
preparation. Oh,
Aw.
he's up. Nope.
But does he stay up?
Just fell.
It's a no bones day.
Oh, it's a no bones day.
Aw.
Oh, I need to do that with Wicket.
I like
I
TikTok.
just, yeah.
Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. I just am like the boomer of TikTok. People send me stuff. It opens the app. I watch it, and then I can't figure out how to get off or to stop videos, and then I have to close it. And that's about the extent of my TikTok abilities.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm on it. I'm there.
I don't spend time on it. I post stuff to it, but I can't
I
like.
have no idea
don't,
how to do that.
I decide to play Lego Star Wars Battles instead of like opening up the TikTok app and just rolling with it. So
You're better off doing that.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not on it. I'm already on enough.
I feel like it's educational. I feel like some people are going down some good rat holes and learning things, you know. And then now everybody knows about because it's a commercial about the person that found an extra apartment through her bathroom mirror.
Oh wow.
It's like, yeah, no, I watched that one too. Anyways. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chat room that's hung out with us. I saw Chachi and Podner hanging out in the chat room earlier, getting mad about Rizz and his copyright infringements, which is a thing I don't entirely... Oh, wait, what's this here? Oh, Rizz plays games. There you go. There's the logo. There's the logo. So there you
had it first.
You had it first. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.